while you were growing up, what was the picture of Nigeria that you saw when you were growing up, and was this your aspiration? Was this your aspiration? Because people like Professor Olasunmoye said recently that your age group, disappointed this country. That it was your class that disappointed the country. When you were growing up, what picture did you see, and what dream did you have of Nigeria? What was life like then? And do you think this is the bus stop? Are you there?
And see, when I was young, let me just say, when I was in secondary school, I went to secondary school. I left the whole of Southwest. I went to South Warri to go to secondary school. And you find that in those days, they say, Ivo, Ojuku, Moribato. You go to Ojuku Bato and they're going to eat you. I say, who is going to let me go? They say, why you don't have any school in this place? You went far. I said, look, I like adventure. So I went and I stayed there for 5 years, and I became integrated with the people. I think that was my formative year, from young to adult. I was there to the age of about 18. I was there. So it was interesting. And
in Warri there.
In Warri.
And you are from just Gbongan here in Osun State.
Yes. And when the first time I came to Lagos with a friend of mine, we didn't know. We just entered one lorry carrying produce from Gbongan to Lagos, carry cocoa and all this into Ikeja. We followed the person. That was, I think, that's 57, I think. So we went to Ikeja, and we were secondary school boys, and the Oyibo who was in there, and they say, so liked us. Then we said, you should show us the process where you take a pancake to turn it into soup. And it took us all the way. In fact, I got more knowledge. It helped me more in school then to see the process from where you pour the pancake to the tunnel, and you see the process from stage to stage until you get soup. So it was all interesting. And there was no fear of attack. There was no fear. In those days, when we are traveling to Warri in bus, the bus may break down the bush between Benin. You within that bush, they break. No, there is no attack, nothing. And if you get to Sapele, there was no bridge over Sapele water then, over Ethiopia. We have to wait for the morning for ferry to come and take us across the water. So that was very exciting in those days. And when I started work, when I joined the PMT, when I started work, before independence, we went. In those days in Oshodi. Okay, sir. Everybody is there. The Igbo is there. Everybody. They will put. They want to go for practice, 3 months practice. Like practical work. You can choose any. They will put all the names of the cities that are available, number of people they want. Anyone you choose, that's where you go. I chose Onitsha. I took Onitsha. And somebody say, change it. I said, I want to go to Onitsha. And I tell you, all my life, even up to now, that was the best. I always say it. I even told Ojuku, I said that was the place I enjoyed most in my entire life. Onitsha. For the 3 months. I was there in Onitsha. I got a room. I did not sleep in that room I didn't get back to that room until the day I want to go back.
How?
To Lagos.
What happened?
Friends were saying, come and stay with me here. I became friends. I had so many friends. They were so friendly. I said there was one day we were going where they call Edo Onitsha. It's Bush, Onitsha Bush. Where the Obi of Onitsha lives, that area. We were walking along in the evening. I saw a lady coming out from the back of the house. I said, this lady is fine. He said, for here? This is the Shaman. He said, don't talk about. I said, I will say, I want to look for Suso. From Lagos, I want to look for So Road. And when I branched to the compound, it's so interesting. The person was speaking Yoruba to me. He said, it has to Yoruba. And my friend was afraid. He was standing on the road, saying, if they come and catch me, I will run away, leave me there. So he said, call your friends to come and sit down. I call him, come now. I say, for this place. The girl brought out chair for her. We are talking until we say, okay, good night. I said, that is how Onitsha was. But you cannot say it's the same thing nowadays. Because I could walk across the road there. They will call it Oye Yoruba, Oye Yoruba.
What do you mean?
Yoruba. Okay. Yoruba man. That is so exciting. I'm telling you, it was so exciting.
In those days.
Nigeria was peaceful, was good. And you'll find that not because there are no problems in those days. The educated people are few. You see, in those days, when you finish secondary school,
yes, sir,
your work is waiting for you. If you go to university, your work is automatic. Your car is automatic. Your house is automatic. Everything is there for you. Nowadays, graduates will be cleaning. I've seen many graduates say wants to be house boy. I say, are you people crazy? That is the problem we have in this country.
But look at it now. It was I think it was Chief Fatoye. It was one of the papers I brought here. Chief Fatoye was talking about when he was young that he could help here. He said he could go at that age 14. He could travel from Akure to Lagos unaided, but now at age 81, he has to go to his farm with police escort. So what happened now? Today now, you want to travel to your state, you have to write to the Commissioner of Police in Lagos to give you a backup security. Then you write to the Commissioner of Police in your state to give you a welcome security tour. And in your house, there must be police with guns and all that. How did we get here?
That is the pre-problem. That's exactly what I'm saying. To worry unaided on my own. Class 1, secondary school, I carry my box on my head. We enter Ames. They got to Benin. We slept in Benin. From morning, the following morning, we take another Ames, go carry mail to Warri side. We follow it. And in a place you don't know, you don't have product, you don't have anything, your life becomes so interesting. That's why I say the excitement was much in those days. There's no anxiety about work. There's no anxiety about training.
Kidnapping.
There was a day I got to supply. I didn't know. I got out of this. Somebody who doesn't know me say, come and stay in my house. If it's like this, you say, can I stay? You don't know me before. Come and stay in my house. I don't know whether it's a kidnapper or whether it is this is how. This is how this country has been bastardized. You see, that problem is created by greed. Greed of people. Why you want to kidnap somebody now? You say, tell your people to bring this. You find that kidnapping is more profitable than robbery, because you can go to a house, you don't have a penny there. You don't feel a penny. But if you pay the same person, the whole family in a jungle, in his whole village, his friends will contribute money to give to the kidnapper. That's the problem we have.
So now, can Nigerians get out of this problem now? Because you are traveling now. So even recently, you heard about people being kidnapped on Ibadan, Ife Road.
So today, I'm afraid to go to Gbongan.
Okay, you're afraid to go to Gbongan, your own town?
Yes, because they said herdsmen are just 5 kilometers away to where I go get. First of there's one in the Kiri, which is about 15 kilometers away. Another one about 5 kilometers to Gbongan. You have herdsmen attacking people there. I think they have brought it to this. I thought this is one of the biggest problems. Why do herdsmen carry machine gun attacking people? In fact, the thing is becoming something. It's not herdsmen really.
What do you think is happening?
It's so difficult to know, because they say people are coming from outside Nigeria. Why should people come from outside Nigeria?
Does it mean that we are not strong enough to maintain our territorial integrity?
There's no
territorial entrance.
Our borders are so porous. I know that we have this ECOWAS treaty where anybody should there should be free movement in ECOWAS countries. But that does not mean that you don't know where there is free. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't know the people coming. You should have registered them. You should have taken their names down where they are going, so that. But you allow them to move, not to say that they will go and get visa before you come. That's the idea. If I see my passport, I have Nigerian passport, I should go to Kenya. Listen, without West Africa ECOWAS, you can go any 16 countries in ECOWAS. You can go without any difficulty. That's how it should be.
But now you just said that Ruga should not be something of threat. But looking at it now, most of these people are hard men carrying AK-47, moving with their cows from one bush to the other, and maybe because of them, there are other people, the invaders, are now also mingling with them because of the similarity of their mode of work. They are nomadics, and you see that there's an abuse of characterization, abuse of identity. So you don't know if it is the Fulani of the northern Nigeria or the Fulani of the Chad and some other neighboring Islamic-oriented country. So how do we stop?
5 years ago, were they not coming and carrying? Were they carrying gun?
I don't think so.
10 years ago, were they carrying gun?
No, sir.
Were they not still selling their cows?
They were selling, sir.
And so what come to them now carrying guns? You should ask the security people, how do we get to this place? That then they should be carrying anti-aircraft guns now, anti-aircraft. Because if you set helicopter to fish them, they shoot the helicopter down. I think that is going to happen one day. Unless we really look at the source of these guns. People say maybe it's coming from Libya, it's coming from the crisis in Libya. Because they will cross, before you get to Nigeria, you cross Niger. You cross Niger down, or you cross what do you call it, Chad, or any of these places, Cameroon down before you come here. So those are the people who border Libya.
Okay.
You cross those people should be able to, if they see strangers coming, where are you going, this and that. But the trouble is that that whole northern sphere, there is no, you can just walk across the sand and you enter Nigeria. So there's no check. In fact, once I proposed that, okay, Nigeria today we have a old satellite in the air there.
Oh, we have a satellite.
We have a satellite which costs us more than $500 million to launch. It's there.
Is it working, sir?
I don't know what I use. I said this satellite could be used to monitor our borders. You can use, because what in other countries they use satellite to monitor our earth resources. They used to know how much gold we have on ground, where it is, now they do it in other countries. Why can't we use the same thing to monitor the movement of people? If you have 200 people moving across, you should be able to see it.
A few days ago in Lagos, they caught a truck that was coming from Kebbi, 120-something young people. Today, as I was coming, some Hausa girls, almost 10 or 15 of them were just mingling in Abule Egba there. No mother, no father, girls of 10, 15 years, and they were saying Hausa with their. So what's going on with population? Is there any strategy?
Parents are standing, they are hanging around. I mean, no, I remember about 2 years ago, I was in London. I crossed over to Edgware roadside. I went to a shop there to buy something, and I see this like Niger, let's say from Niger girl holding my shirt. I said, "What is?" And they're still there today. They're still there.
Oh, in London too.
In London.
How did they enter?
I don't know. I said, I should give him. I said, "Who are you?" I don't know. To hit the little girl, just as they do here. You know, when you stand on the road and they are by the bus stop, yes, they hold the come, singing. They are doing the same thing
in London.
In London, the street in London, and that's a major street.
Edgware is a very famous Edgware Road, and
Edgware Road to Babulach.
Yes.
Yes.
And you caught those kind of people there, beggars.
Yes.
Like this Niger.
Yeah, he's there. They are there.
Did they use you to enter London? Is it that London?
These are the people who said they are because of the crisis in Syria. They come here. They come to London to stay. It's I don't know. The world is becoming something else.
This is crazy, really. Let me quickly ask you this question, because I asked you some times ago that at what time do you think we got into the problem of crisis in Nigeria? You've seen the beautiful time, the president who ruled, different time, right from the era of Tafa Balewa, the era of Nnamdi Azikiwe, down to General Yakubu Gowon, General Murtala Mohammed, General Olusegun Obasanjo. Who do you think, under his regime, that we started witnessing the problem of corruption? Which leader do you say was the real crisis? Some people will say, oh, Babangida was the one that institutionalized corruption. Some will say, oh, it was under Obasanjo that things started getting bad. We lost 2.8 billion. We didn't know where the money went into. So people will say, okay, it is under Buhari that people face a lot of problem and all that. Who do you think was the leader?
It is difficult to see. Look at it. Depends upon the advancement and education of the time. Say, for instance, Zik. There was an inquiry that Zik was corrupt. Adewola was corrupt. There was NIPC, what do you call them? Those days, that they had company where they use as Odua investment, which is now called Odua investment. Yeah. In those days, it was called something. NIPC, they called them. Okay. They would build the Western House, they built Cocoa House, they built a number of houses, investments. They had this Keja or something. Yeah. So they had the inquiry that they were corrupt. Then they had the same thing for the certain inquiry. We make the inquiry then now. Yeah. Say they are corrupt. Then you come to the time of Gawan. And the one that so no consequence was Ronzi. When Agawan came in, Taka and Dabo. Yep. The case of Taka, Dabo, Taka you. Those days. They were reporting themselves. And when you are talking of corruption, it was not large money. Those days. For instance, Cocoa House, this Western House, you see, it was built with only 400,000 pounds. 400,000 pounds, which is close to less than 1 million naira today. That was how much they used in building Cocoa House. Well, that Neko house you saw there, when we first designed it, it was 8 million pounds to build. Eventually, it was like 2 million naira that we spent in completing the house. By the time we finished. That's the Nikon house there? Nikon house. NITEL house? Yes. When it got burnt, under Shagari, the structure is not destroyed. The structure was still there, but it cost 2 billion to refurbish it. They'll tell you that what the situation is. And even the 2 billion they spend, even if it's nowadays, it becomes 30 billion or 1 trillion itself. That is one of the problems. See, the problem is that the white people also institutional corruption. All right, why should the former vice president of America be sent to jail for corruption, which involved our former vice president Atiku? Okay, you are talking about Thomas Jefferson scandal. Why? I say you can see corruption. It depends upon the way you look at it. There is hardly any way. In Europe, there is corruption. You go to the only place you find corrupt people the penalty for corruption is high in China. If you are corrupt in China, you are dead. Until that's such a situation. When I saw what Putin said about, I don't know where you saw that. You saw that short thing written by Putin in Russia. Yes, about Africa and about Nigerians. Nigeria, Africa. Yeah, that we are the one that put the board people in government and all that. You see, and look at the case of Shore now. Shore stand the election. I don't think he got 100,000 votes.
Yes. So very below 100,000.
And people didn't vote for him. Now, he is saying that he wants revolution. Why couldn't he call for revolution before the election? Somebody, if you say these people they voted in are the same, you vote APC the same thing as PDP. Why do you vote that? We have 74 options. About 72 people are vying for the post. Why can't we choose another group? Why don't you say Drotoye? We will vote for Drotoye or vote for Shufura instead of voting for Buhari and Atiku. You see, those are the places we ask ourselves. If those who cannot win under, why are they going to find a solution to crisis? Let them be burning houses. You see, I think this is. Who is to blame now?
I don't know, sir. Really, is it the elites or the followers or who?
You see, everybody has problem. Elites have their own. The followers have their own. What? I remember the last time when Delhi was standing election.
Yeah, that's Chief Dele Momodu. That's your cousin.
I said I'm going to vote for this man. Maybe because and the three of us voted for, and those are the 3 votes he had for the
in VGC
unit. So I said, if they ring, I will know now. If they say he has 0, because I know the person I voted for. And the 3 of us went there at the same time.
For your own family. as a very, very wonderful and
just that is what is happening in this country. If I look at somebody and say, this person is good too, he should be able to lead Nigeria. Then people because of 1 naira, 10 naira they distribute, you change. Because I want to eat too. Because they know that if this one enters now, he'll be collecting 30 million every week. He won't even see outside anymore. So that's the problem.
Well, how do we get out of the problem? How do we choose the right leader now? You look at your own cousin now, Chief Dele Momodu, put himself out for presidential rule in 2011, and in this VGC, your own polling booth, just 3 of you voted for him. Even in his own polling booth in somewhere in Anthony village there in Ikeja, I learned it was maybe himself and even his immediate family voted, and you keep wondering. These are very good candidates. Chief Momodu has traveled all over the world. He has sat with presidents. He has been able to even manage organograms for organizations and all that. And you wonder, why do we follow the bad wagon? Why can't we just?
That is where we process us. That's why I say everybody is to blame. You can't say because of poverty, people are poor, that they cannot see the difference between PDP and APC. The poor man may not be able to see the difference. All he wants to do is he's taking the minimum wage. Minimum wage has no effect on the poor man. The only effect it has on him is that people have more money to buy food, to buy implements. That's all. Otherwise, it's of no consequence to him.